Hello, everyone, and I apologize if you hear my dog snoring in the background. He likes to be right at my feet. So, anyway, Lisa Heverly here, Nature Superhero Network. And I had a question from a fellow Wisconsinite, if you will, that said, is it okay to have an indoor space but still consider yourself a nature-based therapist? I'm like, ooh, that's a great question. Can you call yourself a nature-based therapist, but also source an indoor space? Great question. I would love your thoughts on that. And of course, I'm going to say that what is a nature-based therapist? Let's define that. I don't think I have a true definition. I mean, if I was just to kind of off the cuff say what I think the definition is, it is collaborating with nature to facilitate skills, for whomever we serve, right? Facilitate skills, support defining, purpose and meaning in life. If that's what your focus is, it's really supporting the health and well-being of our clients, right? And so that sounds probably much like our definition of what we do as occupational therapists, only that our context is nature, and we are collaborating with nature. And I think for the Nature Superhero Network, for me, it's about the bigger mission of connecting people with nature in hopes that they develop a relationship and then want to care for nature. But can you have an indoor space? Well, I have an indoor space. And I didn't always. But when I didn't, I really had difficulty doing anything sustainably during the winter. So maybe you have an indoor space. Maybe you have a clinic and you have access to a nature space. Are you a nature-based therapist? I think if you are collaborating with nature to support the health and well-being of people in your communities, you are a nature-based therapist. Does it come with a certain skill set? I think you do need to know how to collaborate with nature, what that might look like, right? And that you take some time and you think about the affordances of nature, what nature provides us that we can access for sustainable change. And I do think that that is a key difference when we are supporting others within a nature context. Okay? Because nature is generalizable. So as we support a child in play, outdoors, in nature, that they can take that experience with them. So the next time they find themselves outdoors in nature, they know how to play. Or we're supporting the youth with anxiety. And we have brought in nature as a support system in demonstrating and experiencing what activities, what practices can be found in nature to support the management of anxiety. And again, thinking about that child or that youth or that adult taking that experience with them and knowing that perhaps they can experience that in the nature where they live. So again, can you have an indoor space? That was a question. I mean, sure, I think you can. I don't think there's any definite lines, right? This is about helping people. But what I have found is the magical components, the richness of nature, this context that can be accessed for many people. Not all people have easy access to nature. I do recognize that, and that is a whole nother area that you as a nature-based therapist could focus on, right? Advocacy and access. So I think it's perfectly fine to have an indoor space, or have access to shelter. I know people have yurts or tents, because we do have to navigate within nature. I mean, nature has these beautiful temperature differences and weather patterns, and though it's great fun to be out in the rain and to experience snow falling on your face, we're here to reach goals as well. And so what needs to happen so we can reach those goals? Okay, so that brings in our kind of clinical reasoning, but there's so much that can be done in collaboration with nature. And nature supports not only our clients' well-being, but our own well-being. And then what happens when we can make that shift from an indoor to an outdoor space looks like returning to using our own creativity, to literally thinking outside the box and collaborating with this very natural environment. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I would love your thoughts on that, because I thought that was a great question. Can you call yourself a nature-based therapist and still have an indoor space? Great question. Would love your thoughts. Please subscribe if you're so inclined, and I'll see you down the road. Thanks so much. Bye.